What if the quiet dimming of our strength, the subtle fog in our memory, isn't an inevitable decline, but a simple, solvable energy crisis happening inside our own bodies? For so many of us, these changes can feel frustrating, even disheartening. We're often told it's just a part of getting older. But what if that's not the whole truth? What if a fundamental key to unlocking more strength, more clarity, and more vitality has been misunderstood and even ignored for decades? Today, we are going on a deep dive into one of the most researched and safest supplements on the planet. But we're not going to repeat the tired old advice you've heard on the internet. We are going to look at the stunning new science from the last 3 years that reveals how this remarkable compound can do so much more than just build muscle. We're going to uncover its role as a strength stabilizer, its power as an absorption secret, and how it acts as a whole-body rejuvenator. And you absolutely must stay with me until the very end, because our final #1 revelation is the most important of all. It's about protecting and energizing the one thing that holds our memories, our personality, our very essence, our brain. This is the information I wish someone had shared with my own parents years ago. So if you're ready to find that light switch, please consider subscribing to our channel and joining our community of healthy, empowered seniors. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. All right, let's begin with a crucial piece of groundwork. Our foundational truth, settling the safety question. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room, the whispers and worries that often stop people from even considering this tool. You may have heard concerning rumors about creatine affecting kidney or liver health. It's a common fear, and a responsible one to have. Therefore, it's the most important place for us to start. For years, the concern has been that creatine supplementation leads to an increase in a blood marker called creatinine. When doctors see high creatinine levels, it can be a red flag for kidney issues. But, and this is the critical distinction, in the context of taking creatine, this increase is a perfectly normal and harmless byproduct. To understand this, let's use an analogy. Imagine your kitchen. When you cook a big, wonderful meal, you're naturally going to have more dishes to wash afterward. Seeing a full sink of dishes doesn't mean your plumbing is broken. It simply means the kitchen has been active and productive. Similarly, when your muscles are saturated with creatine for energy, the natural, harmless byproduct is creatinine. Your body is simply doing its job. A fascinating body of human research, especially in recent years, has confirmed this. Study after study, even with high doses, has shown no damage or undue stress to healthy kidneys or the liver. What science is increasingly telling us is that for a healthy individual, these fears are unfounded. So with that essential foundation of safety laid, we can now explore how to use it effectively. Key number 5, the purity principle. The supplement aisle can be a confusing place. You'll see dozens of fancy, expensive forms of creatine, hydrochloride, ethyl ester, liquid formulas, all promising superior results. The health and wellness industry is brilliant at marketing. However, the overwhelming consensus from the last few years of research is refreshingly simple. Plain, old, inexpensive creatine monohydrate is still the king. It is the most studied, most effective, and most reliable form. You do not need to spend extra money on fancy versions that, according to the data, offer no significant advantage over the tried-and-true original. Think of it like water. You can buy water that's been infused with exotic botanicals and bottled in designer glass, and it might be nice. But when you're truly thirsty and just need to hydrate, a simple, clean glass of water does the job perfectly. Creatine monohydrate is that simple, clean glass of water. It works, and it's all you need. Essential habit number 4, the absorption secret. Now here's an insight that has genuinely changed the game for so many people. Have you ever heard someone say, or perhaps experienced yourself, that creatine makes them feel puffy or bloated? For years, the common advice was that you were simply taking too much. But new research points to a much different and easily solvable culprit: a lack of sodium. Here's why. The primary transporter that carries creatine from your bloodstream into your muscle cells is a vehicle called SLC6A8, and this vehicle is sodium dependent. Let's use an analogy to make this crystal clear. Imagine creatine molecules are VIP passengers trying to get into an exclusive club, your muscle cell. The transporter, SLC6A8, is the doorman. But this doorman has a strict rule. He will only open the door if the creatine passenger arrives with a sodium molecule as its +1. No sodium, no entry. If you don't have adequate sodium in your system, the creatine can't get into the muscle cell efficiently. So where does it go? It ends up lingering outside the cell, in the extracellular space, pulling water with it. And that is what causes that puffy feeling. It's not about taking too much creatine, it's about poor absorption. The solution is remarkably simple. Taking your creatine with a small pinch of salt or with an electrolyte drink that contains sodium can dramatically increase uptake into the muscle by as much as 47%, according to some studies. This small habit ensures the VIPs get into the club, preventing the puffiness and making the creatine you take vastly more effective. Surprising perk number 3, the strength stabilizer. Okay, let's talk about the benefit everyone knows creatine for: muscle and strength. But for us, this isn't about vanity or bodybuilding. It's about stability, independence, and the freedom to move through life with confidence. It's about being able to get up from a chair without pushing off the arms, carrying all the groceries in one trip, and having the strength to play with your grandkids without fear. A huge July 2024 systematic review, which looked at a mountain of different studies, gave us some very clear numbers. On average, individuals training with creatine gained 2.5 pounds more lean muscle than those who did the exact same training without it. This is significant because as we get older, preserving lean muscle mass is one of the single most important things we can do for our metabolism and overall health. But here's where it gets even more interesting. That same review found an average decrease in fat by 1.5 pounds. This suggests creatine isn't just helping build the engine, it's helping to make the engine more fuel efficient, potentially by reducing inflammation and improving how our body uses fat for energy. And when it comes to raw strength, the data is just as compelling. An October 2023 study found that creatine packed a more powerful punch for the lower body. This is fantastic news because for seniors, lower body strength is the cornerstone of balance, mobility, and preventing falls. The muscles in our legs and glutes are our foundation. To frame this, think of your body's strength like a financial savings account for your physical independence. Every bit of strength you preserve or build is a deposit. Sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle, is a constant withdrawal. Creatine acts like a powerful financial advisor, helping you not only stop the withdrawals, but also start making significant new deposits, ensuring your account remains robust for years to come. The recommended dose to see these benefits generally settles around 7 grams per day, a little more than the old 5 gram standard. Vital insight number 2, the whole body rejuvenator. For a long time, the story of creatine was confined to the gym, but new research has blown the doors wide open, revealing its profound effects on our entire system, from our energy levels to our very bones. This is where creatine transitions from a simple supplement to a tool for deep systemic wellness. First, let's talk about something that affects us all: recovery and inflammation. A 2023 meta-analysis revealed that creatine significantly improves performance in aerobic activities just as much as anaerobic ones. This was surprising. Why would something known for short bursts of power help with endurance? The answer lies in its ability to act as a master regulator for our cells. The research found it reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, helps buffer acid buildup in muscles, and improves how our bodies replenish energy stores. Imagine your body after a long day of work, whether it's gardening, walking, or just being busy. It's like a messy workshop. There's metabolic debris everywhere, things are out of place, and the energy levels are low. Creatine comes in like an expert cleanup crew. It neutralizes the acidic spills, clears away the inflammatory debris, and efficiently restocks the shelves with glycogen, the body's primary fuel source. This means you recover faster, feel less sore, and have more resilience for the next day. Second, and this is critically important, is the effect on bone health. A 2024 study delivered a fascinating twist. Researchers initially thought creatine might directly increase bone density, but it didn't. It did something far more intelligent. It influenced the bone cells to remodel and restructure themselves into a more fracture-resistant form, particularly in the femur. Think of it like renovating a house. Simply adding more bricks to the walls, increasing density, might not make it stronger. But intelligently reinforcing the internal structure, strengthening the support beams, and improving the overall architecture makes the entire house more resilient to stress. Creatine encourages your bones to undergo this smart renovation, making them functionally stronger and better able to withstand mechanical load, which in turn signals them to get even stronger over time. This collection of whole-body benefits shows us that we're dealing with something that works at a very fundamental level, helping our bodies run cleaner, recover faster, and build stronger from the inside out. The game-changing revelation number 1, the brain's second wind. We have arrived at the most exciting and, for our community, the most profoundly important discovery about creatine. For all the good it does for our muscles and bones, its impact on our brain may be its greatest gift. As we age, one of the deepest fears we face is the loss of our cognitive sharpness, our memories, our very sense of self. What new science is showing us is that much of this cognitive decline can be linked to a state of poor metabolic health in the brain. Your brain is an energy hog. It consumes about 20% of your body's energy at rest. When it doesn't get the energy it needs, and get it fast, it starts to falter. This is where creatine steps in as a true hero. Taking creatine increases the stores of something called phosphocreatine in your brain. To grasp this, let's use our final, most important analogy. Imagine your brain is a major city that needs a constant, massive supply of electricity to function. Your regular energy from food is like the main power plant, providing a steady stream of power. But what happens during a sudden surge in demand, like when you're trying to solve a complex puzzle, recall a distant memory, or are under a lot of stress? The main power plant can't always keep up. Phosphocreatine is like a series of powerful, strategically placed backup generators all over the city. It provides instant, on-demand energy for those high-demand moments, preventing brownouts. By increasing these phosphocreatine stores, you are upgrading your brain's entire power grid, making it more resilient, faster, and more efficient. The results of this upgrade are stunning. A 2022 study showed that just 5 grams of creatine per day significantly increased memory, with the most dramatic improvements seen in those of us 65 and older. But what about when we are under real metabolic stress, like a night of poor sleep? We all know that feeling, groggy, irritable, unable to think clearly. It's miserable. An incredible study looked at subjects who were seriously sleep-deprived. When they were given 20 grams of creatine a day for a week, it almost entirely restored their executive function. It brought their brains back online, improved their mood, and helped them weather that sleep-deprived storm. For anyone who struggles with sleep, this is a beacon of hope. The general dose for brain benefits starts at around 8 grams per day, but can go higher for these more acute situations. Finally, and perhaps most movingly, new research using advanced brain imaging has found a direct link between low creatine levels in the prefrontal cortex and depression. We are now beginning to understand that conditions like depression and anxiety are not just chemical imbalances, but are deeply connected to a poor metabolic state, an energy crisis in the brain. By providing that essential, immediate energy, creatine may be one of our most powerful allies in supporting not just our cognitive function, but our emotional well-being and our mood. This is the ultimate secret. It's not just about building your body, it's about fortifying your mind. And there you have it, the profound hidden power of one of the simplest and safest tools in our wellness toolkit. It is a revelation that goes far beyond the weight room and gets to the very heart of what it means to age with strength, grace, and clarity. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We started with our foundational truth about its safety. We learned about the purity principle of sticking with simple monohydrate and the absorption secret of pairing it with a little sodium. We then explored its role as the strength stabilizer for our muscles and, moving deeper, as the whole-body rejuvenator for our bones and recovery. And we finished with our ultimate discovery, the game-changing revelation number 1. How creatine provides a second wind for our precious brains. Each one is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, resilient you. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these insights, perhaps it was the simple sodium trick, or maybe the surprising news about bone health, or even our ultimate game-changer for the brain, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your journey inspires all of us. If you found this exploration valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic community. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.